You. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. The 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain to which Jesus had ordered them. When they saw him, they worshipped, but they doubted. Then Jesus approached and said to them, "All power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore, and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always, until the end of the age." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Men of Galilee, why are you standing there looking at the sky? Today we celebrate the Ascension of the Lord. And as we contemplate the Lord ascending into heaven, sometimes we misunderstand the ascension. We think that he's gone. So what do we do now? That was the feeling the apostles had when they followed him and they come to the mountain and Jesus ascends into heaven, and then they just stay there looking at the sky. We do sometimes just stand there and waiting for God to intervene, thinking that he's going to come and shock us out of supernatural energy of sorts. But no, that's not the way the Lord left us. He did not leave us. He stays with us. He says he will be with us until the end of the age. But how is he with us? How does he remain in the world today while seated at the right hand of the Father? We see a glimpse of that in the command that he gives the apostles. On the same scene, when they saw him, they worshipped him, but they doubted. Then Jesus approached and said to them, "All power in heaven and on earth has been given to me." Clear in their minds that whether there is the possibility of whether he's God or not, Jesus reaffirms that he's Godhead. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations. So as Jesus is about to depart, he departs the apostles. He tells them to go. The Christian cannot remain just standing there. It's not part of our nature. We cannot just live in contemplation without actually being on a mission as well. We have to move out. We have to go, depart from what the Lord invites us to. He wants us to keep on his word, to continue his work in the world. But I think we're like the Ephesians. In the second reading today, we see a glimpse of what the reason why St. Paul wrote the Ephesians. He wrote the Ephesians because the Ephesians who were once faithful to the gospel and they converted and they were active in the church, they put themselves away. They began to follow other ideas, mainly Gnosticism. Gnosticism is a heresy that's still alive today, pretty much. We just call it now agnosticism. You just change the name a little bit, but it's pretty much the same idea, which basically means that you don't follow anything concrete as being divine, because the world that we live as we know it is bad. There's a certain dualism in agnosticism or Gnosticism. So God cannot really take on the world, because the world there is inheritable badness on it. So what God does is that he remains distant. The best way to connect with God is with knowledge of God. So that's what the word Gnostic comes from. It's basically based on a secret knowledge You have to know more about God. And we see it very much alive today in many areas, also even in the church. And I want to explain a little bit why that's a problem. Because we just say that it's a matter of knowledge. If you know God, then that's all you need. You don't really need to act with God. You don't need to do anything concrete. Everything is about knowledge. So St. Paul is writing to the Ephesians because they forgot their first love in Jesus Christ and began to drift away. So begin the beautiful reading. May the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of glory, give you a spirit of wisdom and revelation. So what St. Paul begins to do is begin to develop the idea of knowledge, wisdom, and revelation. Because it's a dual relationship. It's not just a matter of getting to know God, but God revealing Himself to us. So it's knowledge and revelation. That's our belief as Christians. It's not just about knowledge. I'm going to go to the library and want to get to know God. No, God has to reveal Himself to us as well. That's what the Scriptures are, and that is what the magisterium of the church are. The magisterium of the church, the teaching office of the church, as we will see developed in the letter to the Ephesians, is precisely to provide a revelation. The Gnostics, the agnostics of today basically say that there is no such thing. They say that there is a wisdom, you get to know God, but that the church does not reveal God to us, neither do Scriptures. That's the philosophical problem that you, like myself, face today. We are with this new breed of Gnosticism. It comes in different forms, but basically what it does, divorces nature and what God created from the knowledge of God. So God, we cannot really know God. So agnostics say that they're not atheists because they believe in the possibility of a God, but not a God who reveals Himself to us. So that's where the problem lies. So St. Paul basically is clarifying this to the Ephesians. Wisdom and revelation resulting in the knowledge of Him. So that's how we get to know God. But isn't that how we get to know each other too? We just don't get to know people. People need to let themselves be known. That's the way in our human psyche. Part of being in the image and likeness of God is that we get to know people and they let themselves be known as well. God needs to let Himself be known, so it's not just a matter of knowing Him. And then, St. Paul says, may the eyes of your hearts be enlightened, that you may know what is the hope that belongs to His call. And then it's one of those long sentences that St. Paul writes that my English teacher will hate, because it's a very long sentence. But he concludes on this, a theological fact, that everything is basically invested in Jesus. God the Father put everything, every word, all the power, like Jesus says in the Gospel, in Christ Himself. And what happens to all these power? St. Paul clarifies the Ephesians. And He put all things beneath His feet. The Father put everything beneath the feet of Christ, right? And I think most of us agree with the fact that Jesus holds everything, all the power in Him. And He gave Him, that is Jesus, as head over all things, to the church. To the church. The power of Christ dwells as head that He is of the church, which is His body. So Jesus ascended into heaven in body and soul, but His body, as is in heaven, is also on earth. As the preface for this Mass says, so that where He goes, we follow. The rest of His body will follow. The body of Jesus is the church. How do we get this into our psyche, into our culture, that there cannot be Christ without a church, nor church without Christ? So Ephesians, as he continues in this chapter, moves to chapter 5, speaks of the union between Christ and the church as if it was a marriage bond. And he speaks that the two are one. Agnosticism is trying to split that reality. It comes in different languages. We hear it often. Things like, I'm spiritual but not religious, for example. We hear it very often. And it is basically on that principle of trying to divorce idea of God with the practice of God, with the action of God. But that's not Christian. Christians, we are people of the incarnation. That means need to be in concrete reality. The church cannot exist in the world of ideas. It needs to exist in concreteness. That's what the sacraments are as instituted by Christ. The sacraments are not ceremonies. Cannot be reduced to just photo ops. The sacraments are the very action of Jesus. Jesus says in the Gospel of Matthew today, all power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. And then he doesn't tell the apostles, go and have a good time, see you later. I'll come back. No. Go and send them on a mission. This is the universal mission of the church. And make disciples of all nations. Our mission as a parish, as a church, is to make disciples. There's no other thing. I don't get tired of saying it. Say how many times you say it, you have to keep repeating it until everybody becomes a disciple. I've been doing it for 2,000 years and I've been doing it for the rest of my life. It's to make disciples. That's the mission of the church. To make disciples of all nations. We pray for all nations. There's a lot of persecution. Pope Francis this morning prayed for all those who died in Egypt this past weekend through attacks, killing Christians just because they don't convert. We're trying to make disciples of all nations, and there will be persecutions. And the Holy Father laments, sadly, that there are more martyrs today than in the early church. Why are people giving their lives? They're not giving their lives to an idea, brothers and sisters. They're giving their lives to the reality that is to be a member of the body of Christ, that is the church, to the sacrament. These men and women and children who died for the faith were baptized. They were receiving communion through the action of Jesus. They're not just following philosophies, ideas in the desert somewhere. They're following, and our brothers and sisters, they're Christians. They're Christians because of the sacraments they have received. And that's what Jesus says. Make disciples of all nations. How do we do this? Baptizing them and teaching them. Two actions, two things. One, sacraments, and the other one is word. Word and sacraments. Again, it has to be concrete realities. Jesus Christ instituted the sacraments precisely to continue His action on the world. His sacraments are not ours. They belong to the church, to the body of Christ. The sacraments do not belong to the priest either. The priest is called to obedience because he's acting on the person of Jesus. So, who performs the sacraments? Jesus. Jesus. It is Christ who baptizes. It is Christ who confirms. It is Christ who forgives sins in confession. It is Christ who celebrates Mass. It is Christ who goes and visits the sick and anoints them. It is Christ who witnesses matrimonies and blesses them. These are the actions that in the Holy Spirit the church performs with her bridegroom, that is Jesus. In the book of Revelations, the church is displayed to us in a way as the bride of Christ, splendid, beautiful, immaculate like the Virgin Mary. That is who Holy Mother Church is. And sometimes we uphold that vision of the church, and like the Gnostics, we have a hard time reconciling the fact that this beautiful bride of Jesus is in the world. I'm going to use an analogy. All those who haven't gotten married, women especially, they know this. You get this beautiful dress for your wedding. You hunt for this dress for years, perhaps even since you were 12 you designed it. And then you put it on your day of your wedding, and it's a beautiful dress, beautifully made, with jewels. Most likely fake jewels, but jewels. and you put it on, and you walk down the aisle and get married. Then you go to a beautiful reception. Halfway the reception is not as white. It starts getting a little dusty. By the time the wedding party is done, and the priest is way gone by then, by the way. You know, half the dress is somewhere and the other dress is somewhere else. You know. And it's dusty. You look at the bottom of the dress as the bride's walking around, and it's full of dirt. How did that happen? Such a beautiful dress. That's the church, my brothers and sisters. It's still the bride of Christ. But as he moves around the road, he's going to pick up some things. It's going to be dirty. It's not going to be perfect. We hold this idea because thanks to the agnostics have sold us the idea that the church, if it's not immaculate, it's not the church. If it doesn't look perfect, it's not the church, because agnostics live in the ideal world, in the world of ideals, where nothing is real. The virtual world. I love the church the way it is, with spots and wrinkles. That's the way we should ask the Lord to help us love the church, because that's as He remains after the ascension. He doesn't remain up there for us to look at the sky looking for Him. That's the Gnostics, standing there just looking up. We go out, we act, we perform actions that concretely make people know the message that the resurrection of the Lord is real, and He continues to move us on. We put ourselves under the patronage of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Mother of God, the Mother of the Church, and we ask for her intercession as we continue our journey. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.